All right, so we're here at the machine. I'm sitting down. My first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start on this first one, and this is the 3 pieces that I'm going to sew together. There's actually 2 of those, so I'm going to have 2 of those long pieces sewn together, and once I get that sewn, we cut them in squares. And as you can see, this is the quilt I have right up here behind me. That's the one I'm trying to make, the table runner. So I'm going to start on that first. All right, so I just got finished cutting all my squares. I actually I have 8 of the light colored. I have 5 of the darker color, and you'll actually, when you end up, you're gonna have 2 extra squares, and I guess in case you make a mistake, you've got some extras, which that's always a good thing. So I'm gonna have to go back and reference my pattern now. And the next thing is I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna start working with my triangles. I gotta start sewing some of these together, and then we gotta start sewing this thing together. So stay tuned. All right, so if everything went okay, I should have what you see up here, okay? So let's check this out. Let's just see if it looks like it. The next step now is to do some quilting. All right, we're out here. We're at the Handy Quilter Infinity. Got the Pro Stitcher on it. As you can see, we actually got the table runner all pinned to it. and we're going to do the robotic system and let it do some stippling on this thing to kind of finish this quilt. So let's get this thing started. Alright guys, hey, just got it off the long arm, and I don't know if y'all can see it, but I'm going to bring it a little closer so you can see the work. But that was all done on the Pro Stitcher, so my quilt is basically complete. You know, got the batting and the backing on, and all's left next to do is do the binding. So I'm going to get it bound, and guess what? Remember we talked about the hours? Why, I'm proud to announce right now I feel pretty good about this because the Pro Stitcher really speeded me up. So we're approximately right now 2.5 hours. So if I can get this done in 30 minutes, the binding, which Deb's telling me it might take me a little longer than that, but I'm going to be just a shy over 3 hours, I'm thinking. So I may make my goal of 4 hours, so we'll see.
Hi, I'm Vicki Hoth. Congratulations on the purchase of your new HQ Capri stationary long arm quilting machine. That was a mouthful, wasn't it? But this is such an awesome machine. You are going to love it. So what does it come with? It comes with the 18-inch Capri, 18-inch throat space. You have the HQ Insight table with stitch regulation. You are going to be able to finish so many quilts and have that perfect stitch. So join me and let's get started on putting it together.
Hey everybody, welcome to our live show this week. I'm Blaine Austin at Sewing Machines Plus, and hey, we're back in the virtual Quilt Fest studio. We didn't take it down since the festival because we're going to talk to our winners of the quilt contest, and plus we'll also have our winner for the Dream Studio giveaway. So thank y'all for joining this morning. We hope all you recovered from our marathon Quilt Fest. I know it was a long week, and everybody, our staff worked extremely hard. But you know what? We got back after the show, and we were ready, already working on the next one, which is Hoop Fest. Mark your calendars down. It's going to be on June 14th through the 19th. And we've already started working on. We got some fantastic sponsors already on board. We already working on the show and how it's going to go. And so, man, we're getting already pumped about it. It's going to be a great thing. And so, if you like embroidery, you don't want to miss this. And so, anyway, also today we are going to talk about some great specials that I'm going to share with y'all today. These a couple are going to be exclusive to the viewers today. One is a really good special that we just discounted on our website, and we got a really good price on it. But we got two machines we're going to talk about, and we're going to talk about some quilt kits. And so we got a couple little exclusive specials just for you that are watching today. So I hope y'all stick around till the end. And we'll also want to tell you about our upcoming shows that we have. So on, oh, hey, guys, guess what it is? It's April Fool's Day today, 1st of April. So I'm not going to try to fool anybody today, I promise. So anyway, April 15th, mark your calendars down. April 15th, we are going to have Melinda Beulah on air. If you remember, Melinda was one of our judges, and everybody just loved Melinda. She's extremely inspirational and motivational, and she's going to come on and we're going to talk about some of her quilting techniques, and she's going to do some demonstrations and things. And so we're looking so forward to having Melinda on. And then on April the 29th, mark your calendars down. You don't want to miss this. Also from the Quilt Fest, we're going to have Melinda Stevenson on, and she was with Baby Lock. And Melinda did a great demonstration. Everybody just loved her, and we're going to have her back on the show. And we're going to do some show some techniques on some certain machines and things, and talk about some Baby Lock machines. So you don't want to miss the next two shows. So make sure you mark those down. And so we're working on a lot of great content for you in the future shows. So anyway, guys, I think let's just dive right in. Hey, and again, if y'all have any questions out there, make sure that you ask questions. And as usual, we're going to be giving some prizes away again today. And so if you have if you want to try to win something, what you do if you're on Facebook. You want to, share the video or the show. You want to like it, go down and hit that like button, make comments, ask questions. If you're watching from YouTube today, go down there, hit that thumbs up, hit the bell notifications, and make sure you subscribe to our channel. Because if you do that, it really helps your chances to win. And our winner that's on the show today can attest to all that. So the more participation you have, the better your chances are. And hey, let us know where you're from. Come on here and let us know. And I know Kyle and David are here in the studio with me. We don't have a camera set up on them today, so y'all can't see them, but they're saying hi everyone and they're waving. So they're here with us today. And so we're happy that you're here. And somebody emailed me and said, are you recovered, Blaine? Are you recovered? We know you had a long week. And I am recovered. I am refreshed. I am ready to go. Hey, man, I wish we were starting today for another marathon. I really wish, wouldn't you, Kyle? Kyle's like going, no. David's like, has this puzzled look on his face like, what are you talking about? No, really, I'm ready to go, guys. We could just start it today and go, 8 hours today and just keep going. So if y'all would stay with me, you got to stay with me, though. So I know that we had some very loyal watchers out there, and that stayed the entire 6 days, 7.5 hours a day. And oh my gosh, I'm glad y'all did. And hey, we're working on a little bit different format for the June event for Hoop Fest. We're going to actually make sure that we put some little commercial breaks throughout the whole the content each day, so it gives everybody a break. Because somebody sent me an email and said, "Hey Blaine, we love when you did a commercial break. It got me a chance to go use the restroom." So, and I didn't want to miss anything, so they wanted to be able to go and not miss something. So I thought that was so funny that I got that email, and so we're going to take your advice. We're going to try to make sure that we have purposely put a lot more commercials and things in, just to give people a few breaks here and there throughout the show. So, well, hey guys, I'm excited this morning. Our first guest, y'all are going to love this. I gave her a call, and her name's Sara Seagrist. And so I called Sara up and I said, "Hey, Sara, are you sitting down? You just won the $50,000 Dream Studio giveaway." And so we got her on the show this morning. And so, Sara, welcome to my show. So happy you're here, and can't wait to talk about what your plans are with this Dream Studio giveaway.
Hi.
Hey, how are you this morning?
Just great.
Have you been pinching yourself a little bit to make sure this was all real?
Still a week later, I'm stunned, excited, thankful, you name it. It's not an April Fool's joke, right?
It's not April's Fool's, I promise you. I said I'm not going to do any kind of April Fool's jokes, but hey, Sara, the funny thing about it, during the week, while we were doing the show, I kept telling everybody, if you don't have room for this, we're going to throw in a sledgehammer. And I know when you and I talked, you said, "Well, my husband already knows we're going to have to kind of do a little remodeling."
Yeah,
I thought that was so funny. So,
there's going to be a lot of disappointed contractors right now.
So tell us, a little bit about, how did you get started into sewing and quilting and everything?
Well, I guess I've been sewing pretty much all of my life. My grandmother taught me to hand sew when I was probably about 7. In fact, I can't even put that thimble on my pinky finger right now. But anyway, I've been sewing on and off all of my life. And every time I was in the fabric store, I'd run across quilters, and they just seemed to be so happy and very helpful, and always went around in little groups. And I thought, that's something that now I have a little bit more time, I need to try out. And so I started quilting probably a little less than 2 years ago. And it's just been fascinating as far as from the technical standpoint of sewing, as well as the artistry that's involved. And so it's been really fascinating. And my first and only quilt that I completed was for my first grandson, who arrived in June of last year. So I arm wrestled that thing under my domestic sewing machine, and I thought, boy, it sure would be nice to look at, one of those mid arms or long arms. And then I thought, I just don't know where to go. And so I was just stunned, to win the grand prize and actually get both of them. And so there'll be a prominent place for both of them. And also, too, is I'm in the process of teaching my 2 granddaughters to sew. They're 9 and 5, and so they'll have a special spot, too, in the new sewing studio.
Well, Sara, that is an awesome thing that you're going to be doing, is teaching your grandchildren, and you're going to have the best equipment, I'm telling you, to do that with. You're getting that long arm, that sit down, the sewing machine, embroidery machine, the ironing system. You're getting so many cool things. And so I had to ask you, I know you said that y'all were going to be your son was going to help you get everything moved in once you get it all received. And I think that we're working on getting all that stuff shipped to you, and we're going to get a ship date so you can plan. But so what have you been sketching out how you're going to lay out your new studio?
Oh, I had that done that night. I went
Oh,
on
that's
the
funny.
website, I went on the websites, got the dimensions of all the equipment, had my CAD plans, drawn up that night, and picked out the room that would accommodate all of that. So I'm ready to go.
That's awesome. So after you've looked at all the items that you're getting, so what item excites you the most?
Oh gosh, I've been looking at the at videos as far as demos on all of the equipment. Um, I mean, from the Cubot to the Qnique, the Capri. I guess I'm kind of on the techie side, so I really like the computer aspect of all of those, but also the fact that you can personalize it with your own touch. And in that ironing system, boy, I never thought that something like that would be in my wheelhouse, but after you see all that it can do, it's like, boy, that's a game changer. And the long arm too is in the mid arm, because as at the point now where I can start quilting my own, then there's no excuse to go from start to finish. And so everything is just mind blowing and exciting. And again, I'm just so thankful to the sponsors and Sewing Machine Plus. It's just, it's going to be an exciting new adventure.
Well, you're exactly right, Sarah. And that was the thing that, when you were just speaking there about how you made your first quilt and how you did it on a domestic machine. And now, you're going to have, you're going from that to a long arm with a robotic system. You're going to have all the equipment that you need to probably do and create anything you want to create. So that's what's exciting about it. And we're so happy for you. And I know that you're extremely excited, and I was happy to share the news with you. And so, hey, we're looking forward to getting all that sent out to you. And what we'll have to do is, once you get everything set up, you'll have to take some pictures of your new studio and send them to us. We can share it on the show to everybody.
I will definitely do that.
All right. Well, Sarah, thank you for stopping by this morning with us. And I know you're at work and you took a little time out of your day to come and talk to us. And I know everybody's super happy for you as well, because everybody was really wanting to win that. And we knew there would be some really, lucky winner out there that was going to be super excited and happy. And we're glad it was you. And anyway, have yourself a great day. And I know that we'll be talking probably soon just to try to coordinate all that shipping stuff. Okay.
Well, thanks again. Thanks, Blaine.
All right, Sarah. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All righty. So everybody, there was our grand prize winner, Sara Seagrist. And, Sarah was just, I called her on the phone. She was so excited about it. And actually what was kind of funny, when I first started talking to her about it, it didn't sound like she was excited at all. She was like, and I think she just really was kind of skeptical, maybe thinking that I was just kidding, or maybe she was kind of like, it didn't have that buy-in just yet on it. And then it kind of started sinking into her, and she had to call me back and tell me that, and thank me, and then started asking some questions, because I think it took just a little while to sink into her. So, but it was so funny, and it was awesome. And we were so happy to be able to do that. And again, if it wasn't for our sponsors of the show, we wouldn't be able to do that. And that was such a great thing that everybody stepped up and really helped us with the Quilt Fest. So guys, hey, I want to move on next, and we're going to talk to our winners of the quilt contest. And I know y'all are all excited to meet these ladies and hear a little bit of their story and kind of how what inspired them to make their quilts. And we're going to actually show their quilts again. So first up this morning, who we're going to talk to is Daniella Parker. Daniella, she had the quilt that's called Life Goes On, and it was kind of the coronavirus. In if you all remember that quilt, it was the second place in the People's Choice. So, we had over 35,000 votes that came in from all the viewers out there that the quilts that they like, and she got the second most votes. And so there's her quilt right there. Y'all can see it was just a beautiful quilt. And so welcome to the show, Daniella. I think David's pulling her. There she is.
No.
Nope. Is that Daniella?
Hi there.
There she is.
How are you?
Hey, Daniella, how are you?
Thank you for having me on. I am doing pretty good. How about you, Blaine?
I am doing awesome and super excited to have you on the show. And you know, I wanted you and I, talked on the phone a little bit about your quilt and everything, but I wanted you to kind of share that with our viewers and, talk a little bit about, what inspired you to make that particular quilt, the kind of the life goes on. And then, and then what I'd like to know is, how long have you been quilting?
Yeah, so when I was designing the quilt, I was actually making it for my granddaughter. And I was just reflecting kind of on times that, she was born in and how unusual it is. And it just felt like I needed to kind of reflect that in what I was making for her. And the fact that I knew it was going to be a wall quilt kind of made me approach the quilt in a little bit of a different way. And I just felt that even though it's difficult times, it's also times where still happy occasions are happening, such as, the birth of a baby. And I wanted to be something very hopeful. So the bright colors, I hope reflect that and kind of the playfulness of the quilt overall. I'm hoping kind of reflects that I didn't intend it to be in any kind of quilt show. I just created this quilt, and there were a lot of things I was doing for the first time. I had never appliqued before. I had never couched before. A lot of these quilts I had fairly recently gotten one of your King Quilters Elite, and so a lot of things were new to me, like pebbling and the ruler work on the orange part there, and but I had so much fun making it, and not the kind of quilters a lot of times where we stay within the lines, and we're taught that everything has to be perfect, and that's exactly what my daughter didn't want. So it left me with freedom to be more creative and be more kind of not so worried about the perfection of it. In fact, she didn't want it to be such a perfect quilt, I guess, in a way.
That's interesting that you're saying that. So, how long, tell us a little bit about your background. I mean, when did you start, when did you learn to sew? And then when did you start quilting?
I have been sewing since I was a teenager, but I hadn't done it for many years other than making Halloween costumes. And then I started sewing or quilting I think it was about 3 years ago, when a friend of mine, said, "Oh, I'm going to do a beginner quilt class." And it really got me inspired and going. And so I have been able to, learn a little bit from her. I work full time, so I don't have as much time as I would like, but I love, love, love doing it.
Awesome. So, hey, I've got to ask you, have you made plans and some room for your Baby Lock prize package that's coming?
Yeah, I am excited about that. I want some room for it. But I am super excited about that. I thank you very much, and your sponsors, of course, who made that possible. I'm super excited about it, and I'll be participating again next year for sure.
Awesome. Well, you know what we're going to do? I think that we're going to have a couple. I think we're going to have two different kind of categories. I think we're going to have kind of a traditional quilt category, and then we're going to have like an artsy category, or modern, I think they call it. And so we're going to have I think we're going to have two different categories, and because people, the judges had such a hard time choosing between a lot of different quilts because of that reason. So we're going to try to break it down and make it a little easier. And so we're excited that you're going to be participating next year. And
right,
it's going to
there
be
was such a variety, and it's compare,
Yes, I totally get it. I looked at all 222 quilts, so I know, what you're talking about. And so, yeah, we've already got the date set for next year. And so we're ready to go. We're going to start, we'll start adding to the webpage all that different stuff as we get the information. But yeah, it's going to be bigger and better next year. So we hope you'll participate. So, hey, thank you so much for taking the time and come this morning and meet everybody. And, and again, thank you for sharing your quilt to the world. I mean, everybody loved it. And, I'm so happy that you entered the contest and were part of our event. And anyway, looking forward to next year when you'll be part of it again. So thank you so much for coming on this morning. And I hope you have a great rest of your day and great week.
All right. Thank you much.
Yeah, all righty. So there was our second place winner in the People's Choice. And, Daniella, her quilt was really beautiful and everybody just loved it. And so, we're so happy that she was on the show this morning. But next up, guys, was our winner of the People's Choice part of the contest. And, interesting enough, Melanie Connell is her name, Melanie Connell. And Melanie also was up in the top 5 of the judges, choice. So, her quilt got a lot of votes. And it was just crazy how many votes that she got. And Kyle, do you remember the exact number of votes that she got? It was, 8,000 votes. So it was 35,000 people voted. She got 8,000 votes and to win. So a lot of people just loved her quilts, and the judges really loved them too. And, they made the judges final, the top 5. So we're super happy to have Melanie here this morning. Her quilt, name of her quilt was called Memories of May. And so there's the picture of her quilt. Y'all can see that. That thing is absolutely gorgeous. And I love the colors red, black, and white. And I was very drawn to this quilt when I saw it. And matter of fact, I made a comment. I think Kyle was in my office and we were looking at some of the quilts that were entered. And I told him, I said, man, this quilt's just awesome. I said, I can see this being one of the winners maybe. And sure enough, it was. So, so welcome to the show, Melanie. I want to hear all about how you made this quilt and what inspired you. And how are you doing this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I am fantastic. And so, I want to, Camille Ross Kelly said, hey, give my email address to her. And I want to email her and ask her how in the world she made this quilt. And so anyway, I hope you, one of my employees came to me this week and said, hey, she's never got the email. Did you finally find my email? Because I had emailed it to you. And
I didn't.
Awesome.
But I'll tell her how I did it. It was a pattern. It's paper pieced. And that I've done very little paper piecing. So this was really an accomplishment. I can't even talk today. An accomplishment to get that done, because everything seems totally backward when you're paper piecing. But it does make your points like just spot on. And I really love that technique. It was great. And it was just a fun quilt. It did take forever. It took me about a year to finish piecing it and quilting it, but I was really proud of it when I got done.
Didn't you tell me did you keep up with how many hours you actually spent that you worked on this thing?
I didn't keep up with the hours, but I do know that it took me about 11 months to put it together. And then it took me, 4 or 5 weeks to actually quilt it.
That's incredible. So that's you have to have the passion and the love for doing that, to spend that much time and really enjoy it. And I tell you, just to look at your quilt, I'm looking, we got it right there on the screen. It just is absolutely gorgeous, Melanie. You should be so proud of yourself with this. And I just love the colors. And it's kind of funny. I think it was Melinda Beulah was actually talking about, she goes, colors, actually, they've done studies, and, certain colors work to the psyche of the brain to people. And she said, especially in men, the color red, like she called it Corvette red, I think, really, makes them get, mean something to them. And I told her, well, that must be why I love this quilt so much, because it just pops to me. And I love the color red, and the way you use this with the designs and everything is just absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you. I just could not wait to use those colors. My grandmother had a apron, and it had the red, black, and white, and she passed away when I was 6, but I remember that apron so much. And so I knew that when I made a quilt, I wanted to make it in those colors, and it just really did turn out exactly as I had planned. I mean, I just was so super excited.
Well, we're excited for you. So tell us a little bit about, like, how long have you been sewing, and then when did you actually start getting into the quilting aspect of it?
My mother sews, and my great-grandmother sewed, and they both gave me a needle and thread when I was tiny, and I made my little Barbies and dolls and all that clothes. But I bought my first sewing machine when I was 10 with my allowance money, and I began to sew. And I've never taken a sewing lesson, just them teaching me, with the needle and thread. But I took art, and even when I did art in high school and college and things like that, I wanted my drawings to be in stitches. And so every time when people draw something, I want to do it in stitches. So when I draw something, I always want it to be in stitches. But my first quilt was made when I was 18. My aunt was having twins, and I made 2 quilts for her. And they were all hand pieced and hand quilted, and it's just gone from there.
Well, that's incredible that you started so young, and then also that you bought your first machine when you're 10 years old. That's pretty incredible. So I know that you live in Alabama, is that correct?
I do.
And so I know, are you part of any like quilt guilds or anything there?
I'm not. There are a lot of them here, and I'm good friends with a lot of them at different quilt guilds, but I'm a retired dental hygienist, so I just have retired, and so maybe I can get into a guild now.
Well, that was what's interesting too. We talked about that. One of our presenters, I think you and I talked about that. Lynn Mears was from Aero Cabinets. She was a retired dental hygienist, and you said that you could relate to her when she was talking about the precision and everything that she just kind of pulled from the dental field into her quilting. And I think you said you related to that.
I really do, especially the chair. Having something that's ergonomically, helping you and your back and things like that, having the cabinet at the right height and things like that. Those are just things that you just really need, and it keeps you, from having back trouble and arm trouble in the future.
Well, that's fantastic. So I got to ask you, have you started planning another quilt yet?
I have. I've actually gotten a pattern, and I know what colors I want. So I have not started on it yet.
All right. So you got a pretty nice little package coming to you that you won for your efforts. So first of all, do you have room, and have you already figured out where you're going to put it and all that?
I do have room. I have a sewing room, thank goodness. And I didn't, we had 4 children, and they took up the whole house, but all the children are gone now. They've all moved on to their own homes. And so now I've got plenty of room. I'm excited.
Well, we're excited for you. We really are. I mean, I think this is awesome. And so I know you got that great quilting package coming, and, it's going to be fun for you. I'm sure, once you start making this new quilt, to have all this new equipment to do it on.
I have a little $99 sewing machine, and that's what I've been sewing on forever.
That blew me away when you told me that you made this whole thing on a $99 pretty much sewing machine. Hey, and I told you, I said that just, the whole theme of our Quilt Fest was just start, just tell people, just start somehow, get going, try it. There's nothing to be afraid of. And that just reinforces that you don't have to have a $20,000 long arm machine. You don't have to have all these fancy stuff. You can just get a basic, home machine and start doing it.
Exactly. My little machine only has 11 stitches, but I basically use 2 stitches ever. And, that's really all you need. I mean, you can do anything. And I've quilted king size quilts under it. I've quilted baby quilts under it. And, a lot of times people find it hard to believe that that's what I actually sew with, but that is. So I'm so excited about getting this new sewing machine.
I bet you are. I just, that's incredible. I mean, it really is. And to look at your quilt.
Thank you.
Hey, if you ever get tired of looking at that quilt, you can send it to me. I'll hang it up and I'll do it for you.
I will.
That thing is absolutely gorgeous. It's so funny. We were talking, and Kyle, David, and I were talking, and we've always, some of our shows, a lot of times I'll hang a quilt up behind me, and we'll do quilts around for backdrops and stuff. And and Kyle saw yours, and he's like, "Man, we need that quilt because it fits our theme. Our colors are red and white and black. At our company, our logos." He goes, that's our theme. We need that to hang in for our backdrop.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, you're welcome to use it for that.
So I know that you're going to be super excited. You're getting your trophy's going to be coming. You're getting your big ribbon. You're going to be able to put the ribbon on it. And so hopefully we'd love to get a picture of you with your ribbon on your quilt and you standing in front of it holding your trophy. So we would love for you to share that with us. And we would also love, once you get your, sewing room set up with all your new equipment, if you would send a picture and share that with us, and we could share it with everybody out there.
I will. Thank you so much. This has just been great. I can't even imagine. Just can't even imagine.
Well, good. So, hey, I got to ask you, are you planning on entering this next year?
If I can get my quilt made, I'll enter it next year, the new one.
Well, hey, Melanie, it's April 1st.
That's true.
You have 11 months to get it done.
I'll have to hurry.
Actually, I'm sorry. You have 10 months to get it done because you have to enter it and we get to vote for it for a month. So yeah, you got 10 months. So get busy, okay? Hey, there's no excuse because you're going to have all this new equipment. Makes it a lot easier than that little machine you've been using.
Right. I wish you could see it. I'm in a little alcove here in my sewing room, but it's actually right down here where my sewing machine is and stuff. But hopefully I can get the new machine. I don't know how big it is, but hopefully I can get the new sewing machine right there. I'm so excited. I won't even know how to use it.
Well, you know what? If you have any trouble, give us a call. We'll help you out. We've got a lot of people that are extremely, talented when it comes to that. We have a lot of Zoom classes that we do with virtually. We can teach people things, and so we can help you out as best you can. If you have any trouble at all, our staff is just unbelievable with the knowledge they know of everything. I mean, everybody we have just is awesome. I mean, it really are. They're just so knowledgeable. So, but hey, thank you so much for coming on the show and just kind of giving us a little bit of background about the quilt and you and so we look forward to you entering next year. Hopefully, I'll keep my fingers crossed for you that you get that thing done, the new quilt, because I'm super excited. Can you tell us what colors you've picked?
I'm thinking red, white, and blue.
That's I kind of figured you might stick that. I'm excited about that because I love those colors. So, Melanie,
I had a red, white, and blue one, and I sold it, and so I don't have a red, white, and blue one. So I need to make another one.
Yes, you do. I love red, white, and blue as well. That's kind of actually my probably favorite color is red, white, and blue. I love red, white, and black, but I love red, white, and blue. And you can ask my wife. I fly radio controlled airplanes for my hobby, these big giant scale ones, and every airplane I have is red, white, and blue.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I love the red, white, and blue colors. They just look so good together. So, Melanie, thank you so much for coming on our show this morning. I do really appreciate it. And again, a huge thank you for just, entering that beautiful quilt and being part of our Quilt Fest. And I tell you, I'm so happy for you and congratulations on your win. I know that was exciting and everybody was, super excited for you because they saw your quilt as well. And again, if you need any help with anything, make sure you give us a call and we'll try to help you out. But we still got to get everything coordinated to get all that shipped to you. So
Thank
anyway,
you so much.
all right. And have a great day and a great rest of your week. Okay.
You too. Thank you. And thanks to all the sponsors.
All right. Well, there y'all heard it from the horse's mouth, as they say. Melanie telling us all about her quilt. And, it's hard to believe, guys. It really is. If you think about when she told me that she made this quilt pretty much on a $99 domestic home machine, I was just kind of blown away because I was expecting her to tell me that she had a big, big quilting, a big quilt frame and all this, and didn't even, really need the equipment that she won. But when she told me that, I was like, oh my gosh, there's no telling what she could do, with some, which I guess she could probably do the same. It'd just be easier. And she might turn out 2 of those years to get some, the bigger equipment. So, but that's incredible. It really is. And so we're super happy for her. And so guess what, guys, we're coming up to our best of show category that we had. And these 2 quilts, the judges just absolutely loved them. The judges picked 5 quilts and that they narrowed it down to. And these were the 2 winners. The runner-up is first and from the best of show. And it's Danette Forbes is here this morning. And I'm so excited to talk to her about this quilt, guys. And if I remember right, Danette, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she's got over 500 hours in this quilt. And guys, when y'all see this quilt, you're right, there's the quilt. Look at this thing. This is an absolute masterpiece. I just can't even imagine having the talent to do this. And then we're going to talk to Daniella a little bit more about this quilt, but welcome to the show, Danette. So happy you're here. And I'm excited for you to tell people all about this quilt because again, we talked on the phone and I was just blown away by, you were telling me, but so was I right? You have over 500 hours?
Yes, over 500 hours of work.
That is incredible. So, and for everybody just to know this, but I want to get into how you got started and all that, but so everybody know, each one of those colors that it's on there is an individual piece that was cut out. Correct?
That is correct.
And do you have a total number of pieces?
It's over 3,500.
Oh my gosh. That's just hard to imagine. 3,500 pieces of fabric on this quilt, everyone. And this is, I don't know, I think I told you this on the phone, but I went through all 222 quilts and this, was one of them too. I think I picked like 3 or 4, but I think it was 3, if I remember correctly, that I had told Kyle, I said, these are going to probably win. I said, one of these 3 quilts are going to win. And yours was one of them that I picked. I was blown away by your quilt. And I just thought about, had to be how much work that was involved in this. So if you could tell us a little bit about, how did you even get started in sewing?
Well, I started sewing when I was 8 years old. I was at my friend Phyllis's house and her mother said we could get into her scrap bag and we made doll clothes for our Barbies. I designed it myself and we put it on and I discovered I had no back to the dress. And so I had to, figure out how to add that in. And that was my start in sewing. And then when I was 12, I was visiting my grandmother. She taught me how to sew some clothes. And at that same time, I said, Grandma, I want to make a quilt. And so we sat out on her porch many evenings and cut a quilt. It did not get done right away. It wasn't until about 8 years later when I was in college and our theater department performed the musical Quilters. And it was a musical that celebrated the life of the American pioneer woman. I was the assistant director for that show, the costume designer, the stage manager, and the understudy for all 7 roles. And that is when my love of quilting truly began. My first quilt that I actually put together with the help of classmate Jay Sherwood was 10 feet by 10 feet. It needed to be a backdrop for that musical. That's how it started.
I was kind of hearing a little common thread that everybody is starting when they're young, and everybody started Barbies.
Yes.
Barbies.
I think so.
Making Barbie clothes. That's awesome.
Yep.
So I got it. Let's talk a little bit about your quilt in general. I mean, so what inspired you to make the quilt, for one? Because I know people want to know that.
Well, my sister became engaged in 1999, January, and I told her your wedding gift would be a quilt. So we started looking at different patterns. I told her block patterns. There weren't really patterns in that time. And I told her I did have veto power if I thought it was beyond my skill at the time. And so she chose what is called the flock of geese block. And one block in this quilt are 2 large triangles and then 8 smaller triangle blocks. And they fit together to create one block of geese flying. And then she chose a few initial fabrics down at our fabric center in Morris, Illinois. And I went from there. I decided I wanted to put it in the barn raising setting that would give that light and dark and really show off the light and dark parts of the quilt. As time went on, the first baby arrived, and that was my niece Claire. And of course, she needed a Welcome to the World quilt. So my sister's quilt got sort of set aside. And then Kate arrived 2 years later, and she needed her quilts as well as wool dress coats and all those things that aunties do. And it got put aside until about 2 years ago. And I realized I need to get this wedding gift done. This is not right. And I started it, finished the last stitch December 20th, 2020. And that was perfect timing as I went in for shoulder surgery the next morning. And then we presented this quilt Christmas Day.
So I got to ask you, was she blown away Christmas morning?
I think so. I do. We made my sister and Greg go into the guest room, and we got everything set up. And then my husband led them by the hand out to see it. And I knew my sister would be blown away and have tears, but I wasn't sure how Greg would respond. And he actually had some tears in his eyes as well. So it was so exciting to be able to actually watch them see this new quilt. And it's, a 21-year wait, but they also got a larger quilt and benefit of better skill.
So what did she say when you told her that you were the runner-up in the best of show?
Well, she congratulated me, and she said, "Danny, you deserve it. You have been so talented, and you have been quilting for so many years. It's over 40, I guess." And she said, "You absolutely deserve this, and I'm so proud of you."
That's awesome. That's so awesome. So I guess that she has the quilt and has it on display.
Well, she has the quilt, and actually I had to ask her to take the pictures. And it's not on display yet. She wants to keep it in pristine condition until it's appraised. And the quilt appraiser that I recommended for her to use doesn't do wintertime appraisals here in Illinois because her setup is in a garage. And so it would just be too cold. And so they do have an appointment for April. So we are hoping soon to see how it appraises.
Well, we would love to get a picture of you with the quilt with your ribbon on it. So when you get a chance, she'll let you borrow it for briefly. We would love to, to stand in front of it and with your ribbon on your quilt and send us a picture of it. We would love that. And so I got to ask you too. So how are you going to use your little Baby Lock sewing and serger package that you won?
Just a second, please. Oh, I'm sorry. I am so looking forward to it. Oh.
Well, you know, we were excited to give it away, and I know that it's a great, great package. I mean, you know, everybody loves those machines, and so I know that. So tell us a little bit about, you know, what did you use a long arm on this quilt, or did you use a domestic machine? How did you make this quilt?
To piece it, I pieced it on the Kenmore machine that my parents gave to me for my college graduation. And that, I guess it's been almost 31 years now that I've used that machine. It was made by New Home. And then I did have it long-armed quilted by Sherry Zahler, who's a member of our quilt guild. And when I saw her work the first time, I just knew she had to be the one to quilt my sister's quilt. She is also an award-winning quilter. And I just felt not only is it the right way to finish it, but for how long I made my sister wait, I wanted her to have the best.
That's incredible. I mean, it really is. And, you know, again, there kind of goes to, you've had a machine, you know, that long, and it just shows you that you did all your piecing on a domestic machine. And so you can use, you know, again, you know, our whole theme for the Quilt Fest was just, you know, start. Don't be afraid to get into this and do it. And so what would you recommend to somebody that, you know, wants to take on their first quilt? What would you recommend?
Well, first of all, have fun. Don't be too serious about it. And do choose something that isn't very intricate or as large, so that you can have success immediately. You know, maybe a small doll quilt or a wall hanging or a baby quilt is a great start. Because that way you see your success right away and you have something completed. And I guarantee you, once you get something completed, you're going to be bitten by that quilt bug and you won't be able to stop.
Well, you know, you're exactly right. And I tell people, you know, that all the time. I just, you know, start, you know, on something. And, you know, so, hey, we're so happy for you. And I know that we're going to probably be talking because of, you know, we're going to try to coordinate getting those machines to you when they get shipped out and everything. But Danette, I'm just so, you know, happy that you came on our show. So happy that you entered that quilt. And are you working on anything currently?
Actually, I am. I have been working on a charm quilt where every single piece is a different fabric. And I started collecting fabrics in 1993. And it was 2014 when I finally collected my last piece. I needed 1,624 different fabrics. And I've collected all prints. And so I've started putting that together. And then I stopped that to finish my sister's quilt. So I definitely have that charm quilt that I'm putting together. And I probably have another 5 cut. So I have my work cut out for me.
Well, got to ask you, you think you're going to have something to enter for next year?
Oh, absolutely. I have some designed. I have one designed already that I'm thinking might be, and actually my husband said, I think this needs to be the one for next year. So we'll see if that one gets done or something else.
Well, that's good. So, hey, I'm going to count on you entering one. And, you know, I think you may have heard next year, I think we're going to have 2 different kind of categories. And so, you know, yours is a traditional quilt, and it was kind of in the mix with the modern and everything. So next year, I think we're going to have a traditional category. So good luck to you. I know that you sure have the talent. So anyway, thank you so much for coming on the show, and I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great week.
I will. Thank you again, and I'm so happy to have had this opportunity.
Well, we are too. So, all right, guys. Again, that her quilt, I'm just blown away by her quilt, and I hope that y'all were too. And again, if you can, our Quilt Fest page is still available. If you want to go on it, you can go through our homepage on our website. I think there's a banner at the top of the page you can still click on and go in there. And we still have all the quilts on there, so you can go view those quilts. And I think there's 5 pictures of each quilt, So you can go look at all 222 if you haven't had a chance yet, and you can even go look at these. I'm just blown away by the talent this year, and so our next guest, guys, was our Best of Show winner, and I'm telling you, this quilt really blew me away. And the judges as well. We had long conversations about it, and I talked to Linda Anderson is coming up next, guys. She was our Best of Show winner, and her quilt is called Force of Nature, and Linda specializes in these type of quilts, and she's made many quilts like this. So I'm excited to talk to her about this and kind of learn the process. So welcome to our show, Linda.
Hi there.
There she is. How are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you. This is exciting.
Oh my gosh. So I'm so excited to talk to you on the show. And I know everybody out there is wanting to know all these things about you and your quilt. And we're going to get into the quilt here in a little bit, but I want to know a little bit about you and, how did you get into sewing? And then how did you get into quilting? And then how did you get into this specialized quilting that you're doing?
Well, I got into sewing when I was about in 6th grade. There were 3 girls in the family, and my mother sat us all down when we were in 6th grade and said, okay, if you want to have the clothes that all of your friends are wearing, they did not have much money, you'll have to make them. So let me show you how to sew. So we all made clothes from that age on, whether it was bathing suits or prom dresses or lined coats or wedding dresses. We made everything we wore. And so I always sewed on one side of my life. And then the other side of my life, I've always been an artist from the time I was a single-digit age child, drawing and painting. And I have a BFA and an MFA from the Art Institute of Los Angeles. So I have always drawn and painted, but I never knew I could put the two together until I went to we lived in the Caribbean for 10 years, from 98 to 08. And it's so hot there, the word quilt never crosses your mind. So I didn't know anything about quilts whatsoever. And when I moved back at the end of 08, beginning of 09, a friend said, go down to the quilt show. They're having a quilt show downtown. I know you like to sew. So I went down, and I'm seeing all these impressive, what I learned were traditional quilts. And then I turned a corner on one of the aisles, and I saw what I learned was called an art quilt. And it just stopped me in my tracks, because I realized that I was looking at, this is the way I love to draw and paint, and they've done it with fabric and thread. Holy moly, this is the best of all worlds. So I came home literally that day and sat down and started drawing designs. I've taught myself how to do what I do. I've never had classes. I didn't know there were rules to making quilts. I didn't know you were supposed to make a top. I've never made a top. But I figured out that it's a process of puzzle pieces, just putting lots of puzzle pieces together. So I draw drawings of what I want to do, and then I do a lot of reverse engineering to figure out now how to create all the pieces, because I do raw edge applique. It's all the pieces are hand painted, every square inch on the cotton fabrics, usually white fabrics.
So that was the interesting thing, that you told me, Linda, and I was just kind of blown away because I really didn't know the process myself. I'd asked people how they did it, and they kind of explained it to me, but I didn't realize that, you're taking each individual piece and painting that piece of fabric. Then you're going on and then piecing those pieces together to create the painting, and then you're quilting it. That is just an unbelievable process. And it's just art. It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And the work that you put into that. So how long did it take you to do the Force of Nature?
Well, I work approximately 8 hours a day, at least 6 days a week, sometimes 7, because I just love waking up, and that's what I do. And they take on average 5 to 6 months of that continual work. So I have easily 1,200, sometimes 1,500 hours in each piece because there's such intricate, detailed stitching and changing of threads and then burying threads and it's a very slow process. Yeah, but I love it. I love it.
You have to love it to spend 1,500 hours doing it. I'm so amazed by the process and your quilt. So let's talk a little bit about just the individual quilt, the Force of Nature. So what inspired you to do that particular quilt?
I have a love affair with the people in Oaxaca, Mexico, and particularly the women who most often make the textiles that Oaxaca is known for. And I've been there a couple of times and spent time there, and friends have gone, and I have a bevy of photographs I worked from, my photographs and friends' photographs. There's a dignity to these women and a strength and a beauty. And I've done a lot of art quilts of people of different cultures because our humanity is so connected. We may have a different address on the globe, but we're still all the same. And I just wanted to help us look at our connectivity through the faces and the life moment of these individual women in Oaxaca. So I've done probably, I don't know, about 7 pieces in this series, and they're all good size, maybe 60 by 50 and whatnot. But I've got more to do.
So I've got to ask you, are you going to enter a different quilt or another quilt for us in our Quilt Fest next year?
Oh, of course. Now that I know this is such a fun experience, I was thrilled when I got your phone call, just blown away. Yeah, it just, this is just, at this stage of my life, this is just such a fun thing to have happened. I could not have ever predicted this. Yeah, so I'm excited.
Well, good. We're happy that you're going to be part of our event next year, and I know that your quilt, it just, that was one of those that I looked at the pictures and I, blew them up, and it blew me away. But what's even going to blow me away more, Linda, is you're planning a trip to come and see me next week, and you're going to show the quilt to me in person, and I just cannot wait to see it and see the detail, because I know the pictures do not do it justice.
I'm excited to show you. And I have to tell you, I entered this exhibit at the last minute because it required a photo of the back, and I have a professional photographer who takes my photos, and I've never had the backs taken, except I did for this because I really loved the design that I put on the back that I knew no one would ever see. And I just kept putting off, and finally a friend said, "You better get online right now and do this. This is closing soon." So she forced me to, okay, I pulled up these photos and I did it, and lo and behold, here I am. So I will definitely be part of your festival next year.
We're super happy. I'm excited to meet you next week, and looking forward to seeing that quilt in person. And again, we got a fabulous prize package for you, and I know that you're going to put it to good use. And so, hey, Linda, thank you so much for entering that masterpiece in our contest, and thank you so much for being part of it, and thank you so much for coming on this morning. I know that everybody absolutely loved your quilt, and it got tons of votes as well. Just in the People's Choice category, it got tons of votes. And but the judges absolutely just fell in love with it, and so everybody at Sewing Machines Plus, we all looked at it and we're just mesmerized by it, and just the work that you put in and everything. So, but when you told me how many hours it took you, I was just blown away. I just could not, that is passion to me. It really is. And
I listen to audiobooks all day long. They keep me company as I just have my nose to the grindstone. My eyes are real close to the needle, and I'm moving away. Yeah.
All right. Hey, by the way, love the hair. Love the lavender color in there. You know, I tell people you see the most interesting and artsy people when you go to quilt festivals and quilt shows. And so, you know, I remember the first time I ever went to a quilt, like a big quilt festival, and I went in and I met this lady, came up, was talking to me. She had green hair, and then another one came, had orange hair, purple hair, and blue hair, and every one of them they loved arts and loved the quilting, and they like to express themselves through their quilts. So I love that you have your hair like that. It's pretty awesome.
Well, it's fun. I mean, you know, we've got to have fun as much as we can in any way we can get it.
All right. Well, Linda, thank you so much for coming on this morning. I'm so excited for you coming and visiting me next week, and looking forward to meeting you and in person and get some pictures with you with your quilt and everything. I can't wait.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, thanks for being part of our show. And so there you have it, everyone. That was our judges best of show winner, and Linda Anderson. And oh my gosh, what the quilt was just unbelievable. And 1,500 hours. I mean, guys, that is absolute passion. If you're putting that much work into something, and I mean, that's, you know, again, that's artwork that needs to be in a museum. To me, hanging in a museum. I mean, she could probably start her own museum and hang on these. Can you imagine somebody coming to your house and you have these things hanging up in your house, Kyle? I mean, really think about that. That's just, I mean, that would just be incredible to have that piece of art hanging in your house somewhere for people to see. Oh my gosh, that'd just be awesome. So again, congratulations to all, 4 of our winners on the quilt contest. We're so happy that y'all entered and shared your passion and your talent with the world. I'm so envious of people that can do that kind of stuff, and it was just incredible to see all the quilts. And again, I want to thank everybody that even entered a quilt. I tell people all the time, just you have to start, and it is a scary thing, I'm sure, to do something like that and put it on the display for the world to judge you on how well you did it. And so for everybody to do that, I'm just, my hat's off to you. And I encourage everybody out there watching today, if you've just had the passion to do something like that, just do it. Nothing bad can ever come of this. I mean, always going to be something good. I mean, you're going to either improve your technique, learn something new, or find something that that you do really well and share it with everybody else. So that's what's so great about this whole hobby and industry. So again, I hope everybody enjoyed that. And I also, wanted to also congratulate Sara again for winning that Dream Studio. I know that she was just so excited to get that, and we're getting, everything shipped out to her. And so I know she's going to be pumped when she gets that all in, and she's got everybody lined up, and you can see it right there. I mean, that was her Dream Studio that she won, and Sara was super excited for that. So again, but hey guys, we're going to do this again in 2022. We've already got the date set, and Kyle, I don't even remember the dates, isn't it? The 14th through the 19th. So mark that down. In 2022, it's going to be March 14th through the 19th. It's our second annual Virtual Quilt Fest, and we've believe it or not, I've already started working on it. So work never stops. We're trying to work on it and come up with some new cool stuff for it next year. But the next event we're going to do is going to be the Hoop Fest, and that's coming up in the June 14th through the 18th or 19th, isn't it? Yeah, June 14th through the 19th is Hoop Fest, and we hope that all y'all will join that because it's going to be all about embroidery, and we got some really cool things that you're going to love. We're going to try to educate you all about stabilizers. We're going to educate you about needles, educate you all about hoops and how to use them, and thread, all kinds of things. Then we're going to have tons of embroidery machines on the show, on specials. some great pricing on embroidery, and we are going to have a dream embroidery studio giveaway, and it's going to be pretty exciting as well. So we're going to have that, and then we're going to have our embroidery contest. It's going to be a strictly people's choice, and you're going to be able to submit your embroidery, project in for people to see, and that can mean anything. You can embroidery a bag, a jacket, any kind of unique way that you're using embroidery, even a quilt, if you've embroidered on a quilt. So you're going to be able to enter that into our embroidery contest, and we're going to let all the people vote on it, and we're going to have a People's Choice Award for that, whoever wins that. So it's going to be a pretty exciting event that we're going to do. So are y'all ready to hear some great specials on some machines today? Got some great things I want to talk to you about today. And hey, this kind of ties in. So guys, if everybody that's been following the show, that I kind of had my own quilt challenge back last year in the middle of the year. I don't know exactly when it was now, but we were doing a show. We launched our new ready to sew quilt kits, and we were showing all the quilts, and I kept talking about how easy they are to do. That's the fabric's cut out for you. Well, a bunch of you popped in on the screen and said, we challenge you to make one. So I made a quilt kit. I did a table runner, and from start to finish, and we had a professional quilter do one, and it said that, she did it just a little under 3 hours, and she made it. And so my idea was to make one to show you how easy, but I also wanted to see if I could go head to head against a professional quilter. So I did the exact same quilt. And part of our show was I did this quilt. They filmed me making it, and then we had a reveal of the table runner. And Kyle was actually one of them. It got to go look at them. We put both table runners side by side, and Lynn is one of our quilters that work for us in the San Marcos store. And Kyle went and actually looked at them head to head, live on air. And we told them to pick which one they liked the best, which one they thought was the best job, and they both picked mine. And I was kind of blown away by that because I didn't think there was no way they'd pick mine. And so that just shows you that anybody can do this. I never tried it in my life, and did one, and it turned out really well. My mother loved it. She said, "Oh, I love that so much." So I just actually shipped it to her right before Christmas so she could use it on her table. So she's got it. And when I went home to see her at Christmas time, she was displaying it, and it kind of made me pretty proud that she thought enough of it to put it on her table. So, that's what quilting can do for you. It's all the things that you can do and give them away. And, we have a lady, it's a friend of ours that quilts, and she says her passion is just to make these quilts and give them to somebody. So it lightens, brightens their day up or whatever. And that's what she does. And so again, it's, that's what you can do. It's there. So we have our ready to sew quilt kits. We are expanding those. We've actually added more to them. And I think we have 12 right now. We started out with 4. I think we have 12 of those now available. So today, in honor of our Quilt Fest and to help celebrate that, we're going to have a 10% off on all of our ready to sew quilt kits. And I'm going to challenge each and every one of you out there. If you haven't started or if you haven't tried to quilt yet, okay, give it a shot. You see them right there. I think everybody knows Jane Klaus. She's a brother ambassador. Jane, I actually challenged her to make one of these. Jane got one of the quilts. She's actually going to do her own little unique thing with it, but she's making one. She's filming her process, and we're going to have her back on the show, and she'll show how that process went and all about it. And so I'm excited to see that. But hey, we have one of our customers, Carol Lombard out in Arizona. Carol, I actually challenged her, and Carol bought one of our ready to sew quilt kits, actually bought 2 of them. She entered both of them into the contest and got a ton of votes. So that just tells you that, and that was her first quilt too, wasn't it, Kyle? It was her first quilt that Carol had ever tried. She did it, put it in there, and it turned out great. So that just shows you that, anybody can do this. So if you're wanting to do it, this is the easiest way to get into it, because we've already picked the colors of the fabric for you. We've already cut all the pieces out. So, like a lot of quilts, they say, hey, you have to cut a 7-inch star, for example. Well, they give you an 8-inch square of fabric, and you have to sit there and cut all of it out. Ours are not that way. If we call for an 8-inch star, we send you the 8-inch star. So when you get the quilt kit, you open the package, it has the directions, and you start sewing immediately. And so we have a video of me doing it. You can go to our YouTube page. We have that on there. You can just say, you know, Blaine's Quilt Challenge or something, and you can watch my little time doing it. And then I think we had a Facebook and then YouTube live show just right after that, not too long, or a couple weeks, where we revealed Kyle and Lynn chose the quilt, and we talked a little bit about the process. So, but anybody can do this, guys. So we're making it easy right now. So we're doing a 10% off on any of our quilt kits for the next week. And that quilt code is QUILT10. Quilts 10 with an S. So it's QUILTS 10, the number 10, numeric 10. And I think David is putting it, are you putting it up on the screen, David? Mm-hmm. All right, so David's going to put it up on the screen for everybody to see. But there's 3 of our kits right there you can see. But they're really nice looking quilts. And these are very well done, and the instructions. And I would recommend everybody to follow the instructions. I didn't, and I kind of got away with it a little bit because I was actually I had a quilt, a sample that they'd already made of it, so I could kind of see what the finished project was, and it had a picture of it. So I kind of did it, and then I also had Deb Donovan was filming the process for me. She kind of coached me a little bit too, you know, make sure I didn't but I did make a few mistakes. I actually, you know, sewed 2 pieces together that wasn't supposed to be, so I had to get the seam ripper out and rip it out, and that slowed me down a little bit. But I made this thing for just a little over under 3.5 hours. I was able to complete the quilt, binding and everything. Well, it was a table runner, you know, I was able to do it, and so in 3.5 hours, and I did it, you know, I broke it up in 2 separate days that I did it. And but I did use a robotic system on the long arm to actually do the quilting. So I didn't actually pre-motion it myself, but I did use the robotic system for that. So I kind of, you know, had a little bit of advantage. But so anyway, I encourage everybody to try this if you hadn't. But anyway, this week, all the way until next Friday, we're going to honor this, you know, Quilts 10 coupon code that you can go get 10% off any of these ready to sew quilt kits. And I think we have 12 of them now that we've released on our website. So if you go to the search bar, you can just go in and type in fabric kits in the search bar, and it'll take you to all the fabric kits that we have. But you'll see all the ready to sew quilt kits are the 12 on top. So you can go check those out. And we encourage everybody, if you haven't tried it, try it. I think you'll love doing it. And you know what? If you don't want to have the quilt for yourself, go do one and make it for somebody and give the quilt away. And this is a great gift too, if you just want to give it to somebody to try it for themselves. So, all right. So enough about the quilt kits. We're going to talk about a couple of machine specials that I have that I want to share with everybody. And we have got oh my gosh, I've got a machine. It is called the Viking Epic. This is a factory reserviced machine that we got them in. This is a $14,000 machine. We've been selling this thing for $79.99, which is an incredible price. I mean, it's almost half price. We've been selling this. This is an extremely popular machine. We are very fortunate. We're the only one in the country, I think, that has these, because we actually bought all that they had. Viking, we bought all of them they had left after they had refurbished them. And a lot of these, you know, have been classroom machines and different things. But these things are just like brand new. Great machine. And we've got them on sale starting today, $1,000 off the normal price. It's $69.99, which is absolutely insane price. And guys, that's not even what's all. The other thing that we're throwing in, if you order these right now, we're throwing in the extra large sewing mat that comes with it, which help dampen the sound. It's going to reduce the vibration, and it just keeps from scratching any surface you have that machine sitting on. But it's going to be the extra large blue one that'll match your machine. And then Kyle, what is the other Stay Perfect bundle, right? So it's the Stay Perfect Stabilizer bundle that's also coming with this. So guys, that just the stabilizer and the mat alone, that's about $100 value on itself coming in, along with the $1,000 savings on this. So we launched this machine at $79.99. We just put it on sale today for $69.99, and you're getting that sewing mat and you're getting that stabilizer, Stay Perfect stabilizer bundle. You don't want, if you've been in a market for one of these Viking machines, now's the time to get one of these. This is the sewing and embroidery machine. What a great combination this is, and I can't say enough about it. We've had, a few of these, like the Epic 2 demonstrations on our shows before, where they talk about, but this is the Epic, the first Epic. This is the, the designer Epic, they call it, the Viking designer Epic. And all the information is right there on our website, but we encourage you, if you've been in the market for one of these, to go get one of these. These are awesome. The next machine we got on special, this is strictly a call-in special. You cannot buy, you can buy it online, but you can't get the show pricing. And I have got a fantastic price on this. This is the Brother, it's the NQ3600D. This is that Disney machine. And we've had numerous people on our show talk about this. This is, Jerry Granada has been on the show. He told me, this was one of his favorite machines. And so I basically bought this machine for my wife for Valentine's Day because, of his and Louis Carney's recommendation on this machine because they loved it so much. And so I bought this. It has a 6x10 embroidery hoop on it. It's a great sewing machine, great embroidery machine. It has the features of these really high-end machines. The price on it's $34.99. And we're going to throw in, what I can tell you on the air, we're going to throw in that Disney thread pack that comes with this as well. But I'm also throwing in 2 other incredible accessories with this. I just can't tell you what they are on the air because of the like we did on the Quilt Fest, some of those advertising restrictions, I can't say it on the air. But this is a call-in special. Give us a call if you've been looking for one of these type of machines. It's $34.99, and I have 3 incredible accessories that are coming with it. One of those is that Disney thread kit. And give us a call at 800-401-8151. We have our staff is standing by to take your call. If you can't get through to the phones, we have the live chat agents that are on the website. You can ask them questions, and they can also help you out. And I think, Kyle, are you putting the Google links up today? Kyle is actually putting the Google links over there in the chat. So if you can't get through to the chat, you can't get through to the phones, put in there in the Google chat sheet, that link. Just put your name, your contact information, and let us know what machine that you're interested in. And that gets updated real time in our call center. And as soon as somebody gets off the phone, they're going to give you a call. So they're all working hard today. We've been extremely busy ever since the Quilt Fest. It's been really busy in the call center, in the chat, and but they will definitely give you a call by the day's end to help you out. So, but just to keep trying to give them a call and get in if you want this machine. This is a great machine, and I know right now one of our friends, Carly Bell, down in Louisiana, she's got a live show that she does, and she's been testing this machine out, and we sent her one to test and kind of tell us what she thinks about it and do some projects on it. And I talked to her, she's just super excited about the machine, loves it. And so that just tells you it's a great machine. And like I said, I bought one for my wife. I wouldn't have bought it, but I got the recommendation from Louis Carney and Jerry Granada talked about how great a machine this was. And so their personal recommendation, I bought it from my wife, Michelle. So love the machine so far. So, and she's learning how to sew and embroidery on it. So I wanted to get her something that she could grow into, because I know she, talked about doing the back of jean jackets and stuff. And at 6x10, this is going to be a perfect size to do all kinds of great things and for it. So anyway, there was our show specials. To remind you that Designer Viking Epic, guys, great price. You see it right there. It's $1,000 off the normal price of $69, which the $69.99 wasn't the normal price, was it, Kyle? I mean, this thing is a $14,000 machine. They've got a new version that came out, but there's not a lot of difference between the new version and this version. And we've got it marked down $1,000 off to $69.99. And again, you're getting that bundle with it. You're getting that extra large blue sewing mat, plus you're getting the Stay Perfect stabilizer bundle to come with it. And then you're getting this Brother. It's $34.99 for the NQ3600D that has Disney in it. And again, great price on this, $34.99. We're throwing in that Disney thread kit that comes with it, and then we're giving you 2 other really awesome accessories for that same price. I just can't tell you what they are. You have to call in to get that special. And then don't forget, we have the 10% off all the way till next Friday on all of our ready-to-sew quilt kits, and that coupon code is QUILTS with an S on it, QUILTS10, the number 10. So there we go. There's our specials for the day for everybody. So guys, it is giveaway time. Isn't it? Is it giveaway time? It is. All right, so it's giveaway time, everybody. So hey, everybody take a good look at our set here. We're going to be moving back to our regular studio next Thursday, and then we won't be using this studio here again until Hoop Fest. And then you'll probably have a whole new backdrop banner behind me that'll have Hoop Fest on it, and we'll have some really cool stuff to do. So we're looking forward to that. And but anyway, we'll be back in the regular studio in 2 weeks, and we'll have Melinda Beulah there. But hey, we're ready to give some stuff away today. And guys, we got some great stuff. I'm telling you, some great stuff away. So the first thing we're going to give away is we're going to give away 2 of our bag bundles. Y'all have seen our event bags. Everybody loves those event bags. There they are. They all have really cute, cool little sayings on them. And then they have our logos and information on one side and the sayings on the other side. We're going to give 2 of these bundles away. These are $49.99 on our website. You can buy them for $9.99 each. They're kind of like those permanent shopping bags where you can go to the grocery store. But these, everybody loves our event bags, and we call them your fabric stash bags. So anyway, we're going to give 2 of those bundled away. And so, Kyle, do you have a winner for us? There's our first winner. It's Renee McFarland. So congratulations, Renee. You're winning one of those. And claim your prize. Just send us an email, Renee, to contest with an S, plural, at SewingMachinesPlus.com. In that header, in the title up there, put I won. And then in the body, put your name, your shipping address, and just tell us that you won the bag bundle. And these are you'll get those. We'll ship them right out to you. And then Kyle, pull us up a second winner. Our second winner is Disco Isn't Dead. Hey, does that mean I can bring the robot back and start doing the robot or the hustle? Remember the hustle? All you folks, it's my age out there. All right, so the winner is Disco Isn't Dead. I love that username, Disco Isn't Dead. So hey, you're going to get that bag bundle as well. So Disco Isn't Dead. Give us an email at contest plural and to SewingMachinesPlus.com. So contest plural at SewingMachinesPlus.com. In the header, put I won. In the body, put your name, your shipping address, where you want it shipped to, and just put that you won the bags. So there you go. There she is. She just, or he, I don't know who that is, but said yay. So congratulations to y'all too for winning the bags. Next up, we are going to give away 2 of our world famous sewing mats. And if y'all have never seen these things or heard me talk about them, I absolutely love these things. They're 1/4 inch thick. They're like a giant, huge mouse pad. And what they do is they dampen the sound of any machine that you have sitting on them. They're going to help reduce the vibration that your machine produces. So it makes the electronics last a whole lot longer. And then also, if you got it sitting on any surface, it keeps from scratching it. So they are fantastic. They're very functional. We love them. If you need to clean them, you just take a damp cloth and wipe them down. Easy to take care of. And so we're going to give 2 of these away. And basically what we're going to do is we are going to let you pick any color that you want of those 6 that you see right there, and any size that you want. So you're going to pick any size and any color of those 6 that you see right there. And if you look at those colors, the blue is the exact match of the Baby Lock. I mean, the Brother Blue. The gold is the exact match of Baby Lock Gold because we got their paint colors from the companies. The red is the exact match of Bernina Red. And then the pink and the light blue and the purple are just my crazy inventions off the color wheel. So anyway, there they are. They are great looking and they are very functional. So we're going to pick us 2 winners of that. So Kyle, who's that first person that won? It's Cindy Snap Amend, right? Cindy Snap? Sap. Okay, Cindy Sap Amend. Cindy Sap Amend. So Cindy, congratulations on that. And how you're going to claim your prize, send us an email to contest, plural with an S on it, at SewingMachinesPlus.com. In the title, put I1. In the body, put your name, where you want it shipped to, your shipping address, and then put I1 a sewing mat, and tell us what color and size you want. So make sure you do that. But you can go to our product page. You can go to the website at the top in the search bar, just put sewing mats in, and it'll take you to the page where you can see them. Okay? All right, Kyle, give me another winner. Michelle, what is it? Rodan? Roldan. Okay, so Michelle Roldan is our winner. Congratulations, Michelle. And again, if you want to claim your prize, Michelle, send us an email to contest, plural with an S on the end of it, at SewingMachinesPlus.com. In the title, put I1. In the body, put your name, where you want it shipped to, and put I won the sewing mat, and then let us know the size and color of those 6 you see right there, and we'll get that thing shipped right out to you. All right, guys, we got one more. Oh, we got a couple more things, don't we? Oh, we do. We got sewing kit, or the ready to sew quilt kits. We're giving 2 of these away, and we're going to let you pick which one you want out of the 12 ready to sew quilt kits. And some of these are $99. This is a great, great buy, guys. What a great buy. So our first winner is, Kyle's pulling it up right now, Linda Niemeyer. So congratulations, Linda Niemeyer. You just won yourself a ready to sew quilt kit. So what you want to do is go to our website at the top, type in fabric kits, and the top 12 you see will say ready to sew quilt kit. Just pick the one you want and send us an email to contest, plural with an S on the end, at SewingMachinesPlus.com. And in the title, put I1. In the body, put your name, your shipping address, and then tell us you want a quilt kit, and let us know which one you want, and we'll get that shipped to you. Fantastic. So our next winner is, Kyle's pulling that up right now, it's Tammy Stanley. So congratulations, Tammy. Same thing, Tammy. You got 12 of them to pick from. You're just going to let you pick which one you want. And so shoot us an email at contest, plural with an S on the end of it, at SewingMachinesPlus.com. In the title, put I1. In the body, put your name, your shipping address, where you want it shipped to, and then let us know which of those 12 quilt kits that you want to get. And again, if you need to find them, just type in fabric kits in the search bar. It'll take you to a page with a lot of fabric kits. The top 12 are those ready to sew quilt kits. Just pick which one you want, and we will get that shipped out to you. All right. We have one more item we're giving away, and this is a big one, guys. We're going to give away an Encore 260 sewing machine, and this is our own brand that we have made for us. The Encore brand is our own brand that we have, and this is a fantastic machine. I can attest to this. We've done a lot of comparisons and testing with it. This is the Encore 260A. We're also going to throw in that free extension table that goes with it, and we're going to give this to some lucky winner out there. So Kyle, pull us up a winner. There it is. It's Gloria Shaster. So Gloria, if I'm butchering your name, I'm so sorry. I think it's Shaster. So Gloria Shaster is our winner. Congratulations, Gloria, on that sewing machine. And Gloria, how you claim your prize, send us an email to contest, plural with an S on the end, at SewingMachinesPlus.com. In the title, put I won. In the body, give us your name, your shipping address, and then just tell us, hey, I won the Encore sewing machine. And we'll get that shipped out to you. So great show today, guys. What did y'all think? Did y'all enjoy seeing all the winners and getting to listen to kind of how they got started? And I did. I really enjoyed talking to, all 4 of our quilt winners. And then, our grand prize winner, Sarah, from the Dream Studio giveaway. I enjoyed talking to all of them, and I enjoyed talking to them on the phone last week when I called them. And so I hope y'all enjoyed that, and I hope you enjoyed the show today. We had a great show. I was super excited about it today, but I got to end the show on a really, really sad note, everybody. One of our friends of the show that we really care about, Lewis Carney, passed away just over the weekend, and our hearts are saddened. Y'all have seen him on our show many times. And matter of fact, I just talked to him last week, and we were planning a new show that we were going to do for you, that he had a new class he was coming out with. And so we're just really saddened over the news. But anyway, our hearts, I mean, our prayers and thoughts go out to Lewis's family. I know it's just a devastating time for them. And, but anyway, I wanted to, tell y'all about that and just tell her, we're just devastated over it. But, like they say, the show's got to go on. So we're going to, continue to do what we do. And there's a lot of talented people out there will keep coming, but Lewis will really be missed in this industry. He is just, personality that was unmatched and talented individuals. So anyway, guys, thank y'all for joining our show today. We look forward to seeing y'all next, I think it's 2 weeks. We'll see you on the 15th, and we got Melinda Beulah going to be here. And then make sure you tune in next Thursday. Candace Trevino with Tea Time with Candace will be on, and I know she's always got a great guest, so make sure you tuned in. And again, if you need anything from us, give us a call at 800-401-8151 or go on our website at SewingMachinesPlus.com, and you can speak to one of our live chat agents. We're here to help you and make your sewing more fun. So y'all have a great day out there, and we'll see y'all in 2 weeks.